Chicago, Illinois will be our site for today's matchup between San Diego and Chicago. And now we'll go to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth for the opening kickoff. Tom?
Well, the weather will be perfect for today's game. Tom Hammond here. Beside me, as always, Chris Collinsworth. And we're underway. Let's head down to the field now for the opening kickoff from the 5-yard line. Hit and dropped at the 34-yard line. You always want to have a successful first drive. It really sets the tone for the whole game offensively. Let's see how they do here. San Diego comes to the line with 3 wide.
Blue 45! Blue 45!
Looking to throw. Goes through his read. And it's incomplete. Chambers was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. Offset I formation in the backfield. Drops back to pass. Makes the reception. He's tackled right around the 46-yard line. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
Back to pass. Guns it left. Brought down at about the 39-yard line. And a big catch by the tight end.
And I can tell you this, there's nothing that defensive backs hate more than to have one of those big tight ends in the open field running right towards them.
Rivers with the give. And they get him at the 34-yard line. Gain of a handful. That'll bring up second down. Out of the I formation. Inside give. He lost yardage on the play. The defense got the job done on that play.
Really impressive play that time by this defensive line. It wasn't just one guy, but every guy up front just dominating their guy at the point of attack.
Back to throw. Gets the throw away. He makes a great open field tackle. Nice little pitch and catch with the wideout.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense, set them up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
It came loose. They get it back. That one popped out, but they recovered it to retain possession.
And it's not always who has possession when you go to the bottom of one of those piles. It's who comes out with it at the end of that little scrum discussion down there. I've actually been pinched and had my hair pulled at the bottom of one of those piles.
He drops back to pass. Drops the easy pick. Gates was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass. They'll line it up again on third down. Offset I formation in the backfield. He's looking to throw. On the run, he throws it. He's brought down at the 23. Still not quite enough, however. They'll still be facing fourth down. Kading can give his team a 3-0 lead with this field goal. The set down. The kick is up. It's got the distance. That's a tough miss. You rely on your kicker to come through for you when he's called upon. The guy starts missing a few. Not only does it hurt his confidence, but it also hurts the coaches. You got to wonder if they might just start going for it if this guy continues to miss like that. And the score remains the Chargers, nothing. The Bears, nothing. And the blitz created tremendous pressure.
Yeah, anytime you blitz, you're gambling. Essentially what you're saying is that I think my guys can get to the quarterback before my man coverage breaks down in the secondary. That time, a great job executing the blitz. They got there.
And he made a great open field tackle. Pretty good read on that play to find the open man.
And that's an area where he excels. He works his way through his progressions quickly and doesn't hesitate when he sees the receiver break free in coverage.
Throws it out. Not much room to throw into, and it's intercepted. Brought down at the 44-yard line. And the safety made a really nice play on the ball to grab that interception.
You know, this safety's known for his big hits, but that time it was his soft hands that made the difference.
Rifles it to the left. The receiver was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Not a perfectly timed throw that time. Held on to it just a little too long and led the receiver out of bounds.
Drops back to pass. The pass is away. Hillman knocks it away. And not a good throw that time. He forced it right into coverage.
Well, this is a guy who's known for taking some risks, but that was an unnecessary risk there. Lucky that wasn't intercepted.
He drops back to pass. With the pass, Gates can't make the catch. Almost a catch, but he had it pop right out of there.
And that's so frustrating as a wide receiver. You know you're going to get hit on the play. Just wrap it up, make the catch, and go to the ground.
He punts it. It'll go out at the 19-yard line. Not much you can do on the return team there.
Great kick and even better coverage. Boy, it sure makes winning the field position battle a lot easier when you have special teamers like this.
He's looking to throw. He throws a bullet out to his left. He's dropped right around the 38-yard line. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football, but you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 39. Chicago lines up in the offset eye this time. Drops back on 1st down. Throws it out. And they get him right around the 46-yard line. The defense just didn't match up well on that play.
Yeah, tough to match up one-on-one in man coverage against that wide receiver. He's pretty good.
Grossman back to pass. Looking for an open man. The backer picks it off. The defense now has 2 interceptions in the game.
It's amazing how much quicker defensive backs look to me on the field today than, say, 20, 25 years ago when I played. I think it was 25 years ago. It feels like about 105 years ago. But they have some great athletes out there right now.
Tackled at the 45. The offensive line really got a good push there, allowing the back to pick up 9 on the play. The Chargers come out with the offset eye. Gates goes in motion. Play action. Passes to his left. Tomlinson can't hang on to the ball. Basher recovers the loose ball. And that was not a good time for a fumble.
Well, there's really never a good time for a fumble, but you can tell that he just got sloppy with that football. He broke down on his fundamentals and he gave it up.
They go with the toss. He's dropped at the 43-yard line. Benson comes away with 2 yards on the carry. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Grossman, 4 receivers lined up here.
White 20. White 20. Let's go, guys. Come on. Which way? Ride the slam. Come on, D. Let's get off the field now.
Drops back. He's dropped for the sack. And that was a huge rush he was facing.
I'm not sure there was much he could do there. I'm not even sure he saw those guys coming. I tell you what, though, if they don't start doing a better job protecting up front, it's going to be a long day for this quarterback.
Drops back to pass. Scans the field. Incomplete. No connection this time. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up 4th down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on 3rd down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
Punts it. Into the end zone for a touchback. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Tomlinson takes the handoff. And they get him about the 27-yard line. That's a gain of 8. That brings up 2nd down. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers. He fakes it. He throws left. And he's drilled at the 39-yard line. And a nice pass to the tight end.
So much of the game today revolves around those substitution packages, trying to bring extra defensive backs on the field to try and help against the pass. But when you have a big receiving tight end, that really makes that plan awfully tough to execute.
Strong throw. He's brought down right around the 50-yard line.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
The defense can't keep giving up yards on penalties like this.
Yeah, it's hard enough in the game today with the rule changes to help the offense to stop an offense anyway, but you can't give away yards.
He'll get the call again. He's tackled around the 27-yard line. Tomlinson gains 8 yards on that play. The Chargers come out in a single back formation. Gives to the back. Brought down at the 21-yard line. And that run gets them the 1st down. Nice job.
7 yards and a 1st down. The last thing in the world that defenses want to do is take people out of coverage, bring them down to help against the run, but I'm not sure they have much of a choice at this point.
They'll throw on 1st down. Dumps it out left. Throws into coverage, and it's intercepted. And he probably should have never thrown the ball.
You know, Tom, there are some plays that your coaching staff will tell you, listen, we lost. You know when you step back there and hit that back foot, we lost that play. Just don't make it a disaster. Throw that thing away.
1st down, looking to throw. Brings it in. And they get him around the 30-yard line. A nice completion to the tight end.
I always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies, you know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
Drops back on 1st down. Fires it left. And he's hammered at the 47-yard line. Talk about a throw.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about one like that being intercepted. Nobody on the defensive side could have caught that bullet.
They line up in the I formation. Man in motion. Back to pass. Throws the bullet to the left. He couldn't hang on to it. He tried to thread the needle on that last one and threw it right into coverage.
Well, you have to admire his courage. He's not afraid to make any throw, anytime, anywhere, but he's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
The halfback with the carry. He's brought down at the 48-yard line. And the halfback has nowhere to go.
Ouch. You take too many shots like that as a running back, you start peeking around a little bit before you get that football.
Come on, now let's go. Wake up, guys. Wait, 20. Kick 300.
He drops back, gets it off, and he catches it. Brought down right around the 36-yard line. A decent pickup on the pass play.
Yeah, and that's frustrating for a defense. They had good coverage on the play. The receiver just found a way to catch that one.
They line up in a double tight set. He's under a heavy rush. They don't hook up. The ball sails over the intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, that was a case of the quarterback just being a little too cautious on that one. Sometimes it takes a little nerve to fit one in there. You have to give your receiver a chance.
He gets another carry. He fights forward to about the 33. A pickup of about 3.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
He's looking to throw. Short pass to his left. Knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It's completed, but it'll wind up short.
Well, it's not a horrible call in that situation because you put the ball in the hands of a playmaker. You try and allow him to create, but you're seeing now defensively, when they close together like that, it's going to be awfully tough to pick up that first down.
Set down. The kick is up. What an excellent kick.
I don't know about you, but I was getting ready to question the coach's decision on that one, giving him an opportunity from that distance. But boy, did he ever make that coach look smart there.
Kicks it off. Fielded at the 4. Hit and dropped at the 33-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Gates in motion. Looking to throw. Surveys the field. They get to him. And that was a nice play to get in there for the sack.
The key to playing defense is getting good penetration. If you can make that quarterback move around sometimes, even if you don't get to him like they did on that play, you can still disrupt an offense.
Looks to pass. Rolling right. With the catch. He took a shot at the 35. Nice toss that time that'll get them a lot closer.
You know, there's really no doubting this quarterback's physical skills. Sometimes he struggles with his mechanics or accuracy, but I don't think that there's really any issue. This guy has the ability to be an elite quarterback.
He drops back to pass. Fires it out. There for the catch. He's tackled at the 48-yard line. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
Hands it to the back. What a hit! That may be a couple of feet.
Boy, he just took a shot on that one. As a running back, the last thing in the world you want is a short gain and a big hit.
They line up with split backs. Back to pass. Passes to his left. He's dropped at the 40. Quarterback finding some nice passing lanes early in the game.
Yeah, he is, and that's one thing you don't want to let this guy do. You don't want him in a rhythm early or he'll pick you apart. He's proven that so far, and I don't think this defense has figured him out yet.
Gives to the back. Brought down at the 28-yard line. That was an excellent run there to pick up the first.
Yes, sir. He really found a nice hole, was able to exploit it for a good gain. They're going to have to do a better job getting in those running lanes if they're going to stop him consistently.
Feeds it to the back. The defender gets him to the ground. So that play goes for about 6, and that will bring up second down. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Let's get off this tail, man. Get off, baby, get off.
Here's the halfback. He's brought down at the 18-yard line. Tomlinson gets about 4 yards on the play. Let's see if their play calling changes now that they're in the red zone for the first time.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Other side.
Setting up play action. He's got to find a way to hold on. Chambers was the intended receiver on the play, and it falls incomplete. They'll line it up for the field goal. Kading can make this a tie ball game. And it splits the uprights. He put that one right through the upright. Kicks it off. He'll take it from the 2. Drilled at the 29-yard line. The offense was only able to muster a field goal on their last drive. We'll see what they do with this possession. Ace backfield this time.
Hey, pick 6 right here, pick 6. Wait, 20. Wait, 20. It's on 3. Swim.
Pause. He's dropped at the 35. Benson gains 7 yards on that play. It's 2nd and 3. Ball on the 35. I formation here.
Wait, 20.
Grossman hands it off straight ahead. And they get him at the 40. The delay works to perfection, and they pick up the first.
Yeah, that was the perfect call for that situation. You could see those big defensive ends coming around the corner, trying to get to the quarterback. All of a sudden, you slip it off to the halfback, right in there for the first down.
Throws it short. Brought down at the 48-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good gain.
Now, they didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
And that's the end of the first quarter. We've got a tie ball game.
Right. Alert, run. Here we go. Keep him down here. Wait, 20. Wait, 20. Kick 300. Right here.
And they'll run him again. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please?
Wait, 20. Oh, make a play. Hey, watch this, man. Here we go, team.
Dumps it out right. Tipped ball, intercepted. To the 20, to the 10. Into the end zone for a touchdown. So that's their 3rd interception this half.
Well, it's the toughest thing in the world. You see your quarterback dejected like that, and your tendency is to want to yell at him. But at this point, you have to start trying to build him up a little bit. Clearly, he's lost some confidence.
And they line up for the extra point. And the point after is good. San Diego is up a score. Kicks it off. It's fielded at the 2. Still on his feet. Dropped at the 34-yard line. Quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. Benson, the lone back.
Come on, man. Wait, 20. Wait, 20. Let's go get it, baby. What you doing?
Grossman gives it left. He's tackled at the 43-yard line. That's a good 9-yard gain.
You know, one of the dangers of blitzing is that if you can break that first line of the defense, now you just don't have the pursuit in behind it to stop the run.
Come on now. Kick 300. Kick 300.
Benson on the give. Tackle at the 43-yard line. Maybe a yard. That'll bring up 3rd down. Short yardage situation here. They'll need a little less than a yard to convert.
Come on, D. Let's go. Wait 20. Wait 20. Come on.
Nice play fake. He throws left. Brings this one in. Knocked out of bounds around the 46-yard line. That's a 1st down right there. Might want to play them a little tighter. Maybe even go to man coverage.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to play a zone coverage against this quarterback. He does a great job in recognition, and that time you could see him move the zone defense just a little with his eyes before he threw it in there.
Nothing doing. They stop him for a loss.
And I really like the discipline of this defense. You never see these guys trying to do too much. They control their gaps, and that time there was nowhere to go.
Stay in your lane.
He drops back to pass. Looks right, throws. And that pass really wasn't even that close.
No, it really wasn't, Tom. And you've got to allow the receiver a little flexibility on the ball. You can't try and just drill the thing in there like that. Put some air under it.
Wait 20. Come on, D. Let's go. 20.
Grossman will look to throw. Moves to his right. Grossman is going to be sacked for a loss. They have to find a way to provide better protection for him.
You're absolutely right. There was not a very good blocking scheme on that one. If you can't get them blocked with 5 guys, you got to start leaving in 6, maybe even 7. These are tremendous pass rushers in this game today.
He punts it. They down it at the 5-yard line. He did everything that was asked of him on that punt.
Yeah, that was a great job. He kept it in the field of play. It was downed inside his opponent's territory. All the return man really could do in that situation is just get out of the way.
Gates goes in motion. First down, looking to throw. And he dropped him in the open field. Pass completed for a gain of 9. 2nd and short coming up here. Quarterback is in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation.
Blue 45. Let's go. Get the ball. Scatter. Game 22 press. Game.
Back to pass. Dumps it out left. Makes the grab. He's brought down right around the 26-yard line. Not too bad a pass there.
Not too bad at all. And sometimes those little touch throws are actually more difficult than the bullet passes. Kind of hard to come up with the timing to hit the receiver right in stride, but that was well thrown.
48. Same thing. Don't let your man make the play.
Fakes the run. And it's completed. He's dropped at the 45. You know, it's really easy to overlook those big guys on the line, but they did a good job picking up the blitz there.
Yeah, that's a great call, Tom, because when you get a blitz package like that and your offensive line can first of all figure it out and then get it blocked, it's very tough to cover one-on-one in the secondary.
Defense is getting pressure. And he catches another. Just an incredible job to go up and get that one for a big gain.
Big play, tremendous catch there, and you really leave yourself exposed as a wide receiver when you put your arms above the head. But that time he showed a lot of courage going up and getting that one.
Rivers has completed every pass on this drive. Brought down at the 35. How about that pass?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
Blue 45. Draw screen. Go make this run, baby. Real. What we got? Put it up.
Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. Rivers comes to the line under center. 2 tight ends this time.
Kobe 32, Kobe 32, come on now. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Left.
Rivers back to pass. He's been perfect on this drive. He's brought down at the 26-yard line. They'll get 9 yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and maybe a foot or two. Ball on the 26-yard line. The Chargers line up with 2 tight ends. They'll go with the run once again. And they didn't get it. He tries to wriggle away, but he's stopped for a loss.
Tom, the offensive line just didn't get any push there. They've got to do a better job knocking those guys off the line of scrimmage.
Kicks it, got plenty of distance. No good. I think that guy needs to go back to the sideline and practice a few more kicks. As a kicker, you have to be ready at a second's notice to be able to step out on the field and make those kind of field goals, and it didn't appear he was completely ready for that one, and the result was a miss. So the score will remain the Chargers 10, the Bears 3. Gives to the back. And they get him at the 36-yard line. Benson comes away with 2 yards on the carry. From their own 36-yard line. The Bears line up with an offset eye backfield. Looking to throw. And they're coming after him. He's dropped. What can they do to stop the bleeding here, Chris? They've brought him down 4 times now.
This defense has been getting consistent pressure throughout. Right now, they're just beating them to the punch. They're a little quicker off the ball, a little stronger at the point of impact.
Looks to pass. He needs to get rid of it. Makes the catch. Brought down at the 34. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up 4th. Sproles is the deep man awaiting the return. Gets it away cleanly. Sproles takes it at the 28. He's dropped at the 39-yard line. That guy just showed off some pretty good skills on that return.
I thought for sure he was taking that one back to the house. You know, anytime you get a guy with that kind of skill level in the open field with a little room to run, good things are going to happen.
Short throw to the left. He steps out at the 49-yard line. These days, you need a back who has good hands.
Yeah, running backs today have to be really complete players. You mentioned the fact they have to be able to catch the football and make plays on the outside, but blocking is so key as well. You have to be able to do it all if you're going to be playing halfback in the NFL.
Gives it off. He didn't get back to the line. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to.
Rivers drops back to pass. Looks for a man open. Under heavy pressure. The quarterback is dropped. It looked like the defensive coordinator called for the blitz at just the right time.
It's one of the toughest things about getting blitzed is that everyone has to execute their block perfectly. It's one-on-one blocking. One guy misses a block, and your quarterback's sacked.
Passes the ball. Picked off. Tackled at the 44-yard line. And that's the second interception of the game by this defense.
You know, it's a little bit just the nature of the game that if you're going to try and throw the ball down the field and fit a few things in there, you're going to throw some interceptions. He took a chance there and got caught.
Grossman hands it off. And they get him at the 35. They get 9 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down. Grossman is under center. They'll line up in the I formation.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. You got close left. Watch it.
He drops back. Gets rid of the ball. And it's knocked loose. Hester was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. 3rd and 1. Grossman comes up to the line. 3 wide receivers split out wide. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. Nice stop on that play.
Yeah, great defense at the point of attack, but also very impressive the pursuit to the ball. They were all coming there.
And he got plenty of distance on this one. And it bounces in. That attempt didn't look like it had a chance.
Yeah, he worked that one over the bar, didn't he? You could see the body language and the tilt. He was trying to squeeze, and it just made a good kick.
The kick is away. Sproles fields it at the goal line. They get him at the 26-yard line. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense.
Watch the switch. Let's go. Blue 45. Jam free. Come on, D. Let's get off the field now. Right. Let's go.
They give it to the tailback. Cuts back, and he's dropped. And the halfback has nowhere to go. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on their own 26. San Diego lines up in the offset eye this time.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
Brought down around the 32-yard line. That play goes for about 6. And so it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 3 coming up. San Diego is going with the offset eye backfield. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
LaDainian Tomlinson is just a star. There's just no other way to put it. This guy, when he gets in the open field, is like an Olympic sprint champion. But what most people miss is his ability in little tight areas to make multiple people miss and not lose any speed. I haven't seen many people like him that can be so quick in a tight area and re-accelerate so fast.
Gain of 3.
From their own 46-yard line. They line up in the I formation.
Let's go. Keep playing.
On play action. And he caught it. He's pushed out at the 45. The defense was looking run, and they threw it for a big gain.
Well, when you have a talented running back like this, you always have to account for him. That time, a nice play action pass, open it up down the field.
Tiger. Green, 2-man. Hey, back.
He fakes it. Hit him in the hands, but he can't hang on. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
Single back formation.
Other side. Touch. Blue 45. Blue touch.
They hand it off. He is hit hard on the play. Tomlinson gets 6 yards on the play. 3rd down once again. Let's see if they can convert this one. Out of the I formation.
Touch. 48. Come on, baby. 48. King's right. Let's go. Right. Reload.
Play action. Throws while on the run. And they get him at the 32-yard line. Chris, they love to run that play.
Yeah, that's one, if you study this team on tape, you're going to see them go to that in the clutch, and it worked again.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. They line up at the 32. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Watch the ball, watch the ball.
Setting up play action. It's completed. Tackled at the 14. The quarterback's been putting up some good yardage.
And having success early in the game like this frees up your running game because the defenses have to keep defensive backs in coverage, so now there's more space for that running attack.
Scatter, scatter. 3-7, fullback gap. Liz. Yeah, 56.
He drops back to pass. Not much time to throw. Right through his hands, he almost had the pick. The defender got there in time to break that play up.
He did. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but if he had missed that one might have turned into a really big play.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Play it. Block, there you go, Billy. Come on. Touch.
Little handoff. He's dropped around the 4-yard line. A gain of 9 yards.
I really thought the offensive line did a pretty good job picking up the blitz that time, but you could see the running back using his speed and quickness to get away. Good job by the back.
Fakes the run. End zone. And he scores. What a play. That was a nice pitch and catch by these two.
That play is just so hard to stop down here on the goal line. All you have to do is get a little body position. Quarterback zips it in there. These two guys are tremendous at that play.
It's good. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick. Davis fields it at the 3. At the 30. They get him at the 32-yard line. And they take the field again, looking to capitalize on their previous drive, which resulted in a field goal. They line up in the I formation.
Lou. Like 20. Kick 300. Kick 300. Reload. I'm just sitting up.
First down, looking to throw. Here's the throw. He's brought down at the 40. That'll be a 7-yard pickup.
Good play design there. Very solid protection. Gave the quarterback time to examine the whole field until he finally found the open man.
20. Like 20. Let's get some energy. Let's go. Kicks left.
Grossman looking to throw. Throws on the run. Hit hard at the 39-yard line. There was some heat on that pass.
Yeah, he scored a few style points with that one, but more importantly, they pick up the first down.
Chicago changing their play.
Let's go.
First down, looking to throw. He's there for the catch. Nice little pickup on that pass pattern.
And I really shouldn't feel this way, but I get a little nervous every time this guy goes up to make a catch, because he's had a little bit of a history of dropping some balls, but today doing a nice job hanging on and a big play there.
3rd and 2. Ball on the 31-yard line. Single back formation.
Right. Go. Right 20. Buffalo. Waco. Open right. Let the hook.
He's tackled at about the 23-yard line. Benson found a hole and was able to pick up just around 7 yards, good enough for the first down. They'll give it off here. And they get him around the 19-yard line. Benson comes away with 5 yards on the carry. Chicago comes out with 2 tight ends. Chicago changing their play. He drops back. Rifles it right. Tackle at the 16-yard line. That reception is good for a gain of 4.
Good patience that time by the quarterback, just checking down to the underneath route, giving his guy a chance to make a play.
Third and short, and they'll throw for it. Short pass to his left. They finally get him, and it looked like he would score, but instead they'll set it up with 1st and goal. Good kick that time as he puts it right through. Decent kick. Taken from the 3-yard line. He's tackled at the 34-yard line. And as we head to halftime, our score is the Chargers 17, the Bears 9. He kicks it off. Hester takes it from the 6. Brought down at the 27. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Back to pass. He throws it. In and out of his hands. Hester was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 27-yard line. The Bears come out in the ace formation.
Hey, don't lose your ball. 20. Right 20. Play 3, man. Left 21.
Play action. He throws on the run. Incomplete pass this time. Booker was the intended receiver, but they can't complete the pass.
Watch the run now. Watch the run. Run.
Chicago sets up with 4 receivers.
Let's go. Right 20. What that screen on here? This dude right here tight. Come on.
He drops back. Dumps it out right. What an open field tackle. That completion won't amount to much, and they'll wind up short of the first on the play.
Very disappointing for an offense to get a completion and not get the first down. The receiver's job there is to make somebody miss. Clearly have to give the defense credit there. They won.
Punts it. Makes the fair catch. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Rivers will look to throw. With the hard throw out to his left. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. Nothing wrong with that pass. It goes for a good gain.
You know, and when you talk to some of these receivers, they say the real strength of this quarterback is that he throws a very, very catchable ball.
Blue 45. Get out. Blue 45. All right, let's keep him back, D. Let's go, baby. Get it.
Fakes to the back. Completed. He gets knocked out of bounds around the 48-yard line. He shows no hesitation and gets it in there to get the first down.
Yeah, you wouldn't hesitate either if you were standing back there in the pocket. I say the heck with it. Get it out of there fast. Let somebody else handle it for a little while.
Back to pass. With the pass. He's dropped in the open field. That was a good-looking throw.
Yeah, great throw, but maybe even a better read. He understood by watching what the defense did after the snap of the football exactly where to go with that ball.
Looking for a receiver. And it's incomplete. And they fail to connect on the deep shot downfield.
Ordinarily, this is a quarterback that has pretty good touch on the ball, but he really never gave his receiver a chance on that one.
Tomlinson takes the handoff. Dropped behind the line. Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
They'll bring in their dime package. Manu Maliuna goes in motion to the left. Looking to throw. Rifles it to the right. Hillman intercepts it. What an interception by the cornerback.
You know, some of these corners are just freakish athletes right now. Oftentimes, they're the best athletes on the field. Maybe they don't have the skill set, great hands, great moves, whatever, but they are definitely among the fastest in the NFL.
1st and 10. Ball on the 41. Benson lines up as the lone back. 3 receivers split out wide. Looks to pass. Passes. Pass completed. Brought down at the 41-yard line. That's the arm strength we've been talking about all week.
And you know the amazing thing about this guy, we all talk about his arm strength, but did you see how fluid that delivery was? He didn't even look like he was trying to throw it hard.
He drops back. Scans the field. Is there for the catch. Clark gains a couple with a short completion. From the 39-yard line, the Bears come out in a single back formation. Grossman looking to throw. He's under pressure. And he goes down. What can they do to tighten up the protection so he has time back there?
You know, quarterbacks get paid big bucks to put points on the board, make big plays. Well, defensive ends get paid big bucks to keep those quarterbacks from doing it. That time the defensive end got it done.
Looks for a man open. Makes the catch. Tackled at the 33. The third down pass got them good yardage, but not quite enough to convert.
Yeah, that was a tough third down situation. They got the good completion, a good gain on the play, but probably asking too much out of the receiver to try and break that many tackles to pick up that first down.
Here's the kick. And it splits the uprights. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Not a bad kick. He'll take it from the 2. Hit and dropped at the 28-yard line. The quarterback and his receiver were clearly not on the same page last time, and it led to an interception. Tomlinson lines up as the deep back, I formation. Man in motion. Rivers to the air on first down. Comes down with it. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 33-yard line. From their own 33-yard line. 2 tight ends here. On the run, he throws it. Griggs bats it away, and the defender breaks up the play.
Just great position that time on the defensive side. The receiver really never had a chance on that one.
The Chargers line up in an I formation. Drops back. Throws left. Catch is made. And that was a close call.
Yeah, barely picking up the first down there and really taking the pressure off the coach of having to make a fourth down decision.
Tomlinson lines up as the single back. He looks to throw on first down. Sacked. It seems these days being a defensive end isn't just all about trying to run your blocker over to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, you see more and more of these guys that are a little undersized for defensive linemen, but they make up for that size and bulk with great speed and agility. If they can turn the corner, they can really make a difference in a game.
Rivers with a nice play fake. It's incomplete. They went with a sideline pass, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
And that would have been a spectacular catch if he'd been able to come up with that one, just thrown a little bit too far outside.
Looking to throw. Throws it short. Pass is complete. He's tackled at the 44-yard line. Another positive gain, and that gives him 100 yards receiving for the game.
And you know, it's not just a couple of routes that he runs well. That's what makes him so tough. He can run the good underneath routes, but he can also take you over the top as well, so you have to give him those little throws.
Gets his leg into it, and he got a huge punt here. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. The last time they took the field, they were able to come away with 3 points. I formation here. They give it to the tailback. Tackled around the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard, if anything, on the run. Grossman comes to the line with 3 wide.
Oh, make a play. Wait 20. Wait 20. Come on, D. Fargo.
Grossman hands off to the left. Fumble on the play. Phillips gets the loose ball. That was a huge turnover.
What a tremendous play by the defense. You really began to get the feeling this offense was getting something going. They stripped the football out of there and kill the drive, kill the momentum.
Watch the switch. Get your hands up front.
Rivers with the give. He's dropped at the 11. Tomlinson gains 7 yards on that play. On the 11 now. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Little handoff. He's hammered in the backfield. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Nice play fake. Short throw to the right. It'll be 1st and goal. Nice pass play.
It really was in the 80s that we first started seeing offenses throwing the ball to the fullback. You know, for so many years, those guys were just big blockers.
Hit him in the mouth. Get him blocked. Blue 45. Turn. Close left. King's right. Let's go, Will. Tiger. Let's go.
Rivers with the give. He's brought down around the 1-yard line. A 2-yard run by the halfback. 2nd and goal now. 1 yard to the goal line. Tomlinson, the lone back.
It's coming out quick. Turn it now. 388. Turn. Let's stop it right now. Watch it.
He gets another carry. They'll score. Touchdown.
You know, everybody thinks of LaDainian Tomlinson as being this finesse sort of runner, but you don't set the standard for touchdowns scored in a season by being a finesse kind of a runner. When he gets close to the goal line, he's going to stick it in. He is a very determined runner.
The kick is up. Point after is good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick is away. Hester from the 5. He's hammered at the 26-yard line. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. I formation here. Chicago uses motion.
Let's go. Come on, guys.
Benson gets the ball. He's tackled at the 28-yard line. Benson picks up 2 yards with the carry. Looks like 3 wideouts this time.
Roger. Wait 20. Wait 20. Kodiak. Hey, play the run.
Brought down at the 32-yard line. Benson gets about 4 yards on the play. 1-man backfield. And they get him at the 33-yard line. He'll need to mix it up a little better to avoid these 3 and outs.
I don't know. I thought they looked pretty mixed up on that series. I didn't see anything go right.
He gets it away. Makes the fair catch. Their last drive ended in a touchdown, and they take the field again, hoping for a similar result. First down, 10 to go.
Left call, left call.
The backfield is in the offset I formation.
Scatter. Tennessee. Rush. Rainbow.
They'll throw on first down. Passes it out. Tackled around the 32-yard line. Good read of the defense on that fast play.
Yeah, and throws like that really settle a quarterback down. It's all about getting into the flow of a game, and you can see he's getting comfortable now.
Blue 45. Blue 45. Go. Get it back.
Rivers will look to pass. There for the reception. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. Jackson gains 4 yards on that reception. Third down and short situation here. Ball on the 36. 2 tight ends here.
Let's go get it. Green 88. Over. Green 88.
The pocket is collapsing. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He stopped short of the line on the play.
I don't think they fooled anybody on the defense with that one. They were just sitting out there waiting for it, and that's a loss.
Cyphers will punt it, and he absolutely boomed it. Fielded at the 19. He's dropped right around the 42-yard line. And that was a nice little punt return there.
Wow, I thought he was gone for a second. They did a good job getting to him, at least preventing the touchdown. Of course, they wouldn't have to chase him down like that if they'd have done a better job covering the punt.
Right. Come on, D, let's get off the field now. Be on.
First down, looking to throw. And it's caught. He's tackled around the 44-yard line. The quarterback just rifled that one in there for a good gain.
Everybody knows about this guy's arm strength, and if you wanted to see an example of it, right there it was.
Right 20. Right 20.
The halfback with the carry. And they get him right around the 36-yard line. A nice 6-yard gain by the halfback. So second down now. The offense needs about 4 for the first.
Over top, 2 straight. Here we go. Right 20.
He drops back. He's running out of time. Brought down at the 34-yard line. About 4 yards on that play.
Good job by the offense that time. Really nothing there down the field. He just takes a little completion and keeps moving the ball.
The Bears come out in a 2 tight end set.
Kobe 32, right 20.
Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. Not much there. Grossman comes to the line under center. They'll line up in single back. Gives it off. He's dropped for a loss. The defense seemed to do everything right there.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
Go, guys, come on. Let's go. Right 20. Right 20. Baby, get off. Come on, let's go. Let's get it right here.
Fakes to the back. He catches another. Tackled around the 14-yard line. Great time for that type of pass. It worked to perfection.
And that was a nice job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback enough time to survey the field and find the open guy.
They're going to pitch it. He makes a move, and he's brought down. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you could make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Come on. Right 20. Right 20. That's all we got. Liz. Let's go, baby.
Benson gets the ball. He's dropped at the 14. The halfback runs for 4 yards. They'll line up with 6 defensive backs.
Here we go. Play 20.
Play action. Hart knocks it down. And it'll be 4th down following the pass deflection.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that one.
And it splits the uprights. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. The kick is away. He'll return it from the 3. Hit and dropped at the 25. The offense takes the field, and we'll see if they can put something together after their last drive ended with a 3 and out. Drops back on 1st down. Rifles it left. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. It looked like he tried to drag his feet as he was going out, but he couldn't get him down.
You know, and sometimes that happens. The quarterback put it in a spot where only he could catch it. The problem was the ball was just a little off target.
Rivers hands it off straight ahead. And they get him around the 32-yard line. Tomlinson picks up about 7 yards on the run. Here's a 3rd and 3. Ball on the 32-yard line. Only one man back.
Keep your eyes open. 388. Hey, watch the screen.
Rivers with the give. They will be short. What happened on that series, Chris?
The defense was good and the offense stunk, Tom. What else you need to know?
Hester is back punt. Gets the punt away. And they make the fair catch. The offense was only able to muster a field goal on their last drive. We'll see what they do with this possession.
Left.
They line up in the shotgun, 3 wide.
Right 20. Right 20.
Benson gets the call. Brought down around the 25-yard line. Benson gains around 2 yards there on the delay.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
We up. Right 20. Right 20. Reload. Watch the hard count. It's on 3. Same thing.
Feeds it to the back. And he's hit hard at the 24-yard line. And they were not able to get much there.
And so many times you hear offensive coordinators criticized because they don't try to run the football enough. Well, when you get stuffed in the backfield like that, you understand why they would rather call the pass play.
And that'll bring this quarter to an end. Our score is the Chargers 24, the Bears 15. Back to throw. Throws middle. He's tackled at the 35. They just get enough for the 1st down.
Pretty gutsy play call that time. Anytime you're in a 3rd and long situation, it is tough to dial up those passes, take a chance trying to pick up a 1st down. A lot of coaches will just run a draw there. Not this guy. He went for it and got paid off.
Not much time to throw. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. Clark made the catch for a gain of 6. They line up at the 41. Benson is the lone setback with 4 receivers in the formation. Grossman looking to throw with the hard throw out to his right. And they get him at the 46-yard line. He gunned that one in there for the 1st down, didn't he?
He really did. And when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
Kick 300. Kick 20. Kick 300. Hey, back. Team. Let's go, D.
He'll get it again. They tackle him for a loss. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hem him up like that, pretty impressive.
Chicago is going with the offset eye backfield.
Right 20. Right 20. Come on, y'all. Lock those quick out. Keep playing, fellas. All right. Hey, let's go now. Sorry, close.
Grossman has completed every pass on this drive. He's dropped at the 33. Good yardage that time on the pass.
And that was a little hum baby coming out of there from the quarterback. We've all heard about how strong his arm is, and we saw it there.
Benson lines up as the deep back, I formation.
Right 20. Right 20. Reload. Wake up, guys. Over right. Stand out. Watch the ball.
Again with the run. Brought down at the 26-yard line. A 7-yard run by the running back. 2nd and 3 coming up here. Ball on the 26-yard line. 6 DBs on the field for the defense.
Right 20. Right 20. There's your lane.
Looks down the field. He throws right. Makes the reception. And they get him at the 17. Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
And that's a pattern that this team likes to run. You know they've been studying that all week on film, and yet they still can't stop it.
Right 20.
He needs to make a decision. And he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
Come on. Let's stop.
He's looking to throw. Defense closing in. He's tackled at about the 9-yard line. Short pattern results in a completion for the offense.
You know, that's not one of those plays that's a huge gain by any means, but that's really the essence of an offensive game plan. You have to start hitting some of those short intermediate routes, and that begins to open everything else up.
Batted away. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on 3rd down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
And it splits the uprights. Pretty good kick that time, and he drives it home for 3 points. Nice job. Kicks it off. Sproles takes it at the 4. Brought down at the 22-yard line. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. They'll start at the 22. 1st and 10. Rivers lines up in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers.
48. Friday.
Back to throw. Scans the field. Bashard bats it away. And it's batted away at the last minute by the defender.
Just when it looked like the quarterback might sneak that one in there, a late pass defense and a good play.
Don't lose the bite. Let's roll. Blue 45. Now stay up. Left off. Hey, watch the sideline.
Fullback on the inside give. And he makes it out to about the 24-yard line. The fullback picks up about 3 yards on that carry. 3rd down and 7. Ball on the 24. Nickelback is in on this play. Tomlinson on the run. Brought down at about the 23-yard line. Their defense did the job on that series.
Yeah, nice job by the defense there, but offensively, now you have to begin to wonder just a little bit. They go back to the sideline, and you start questioning the play calling to some degree.
Gets the punt away. It'll go out at the 47. They had to settle for a field goal on their last drive. They take the field again, looking to put up another score. Setting up play action. Passes right. Jammer bats it down. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
There's a play fake. Looking for a receiver. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback put that one too far out in front of his receiver, and he couldn't stay inbound.
He tried to make a safe throw there, but the receiver was open. It didn't have to be quite that cautious and just let him out of bounds.
Olsen goes in motion. Drops back to pass. Rifles this one out to the left, and he can't make the catch. He just got in there and knocked the ball loose.
Yeah, he'll be lucky if the ball is all he knocked loose with that hit. He may have lost a few teeth as well.
Maynard is back to punt. He'll try to keep this one out of the end zone. Punts it. Down in the end zone for a touchback. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. Rivers is under center. Single backfield. Rivers gives it left. Tackled at the 21. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. We've got 2nd and 9 here. Ball on the 21. Single back formation, 3 wide receivers. They give it to the tailback. Down 4 yard. The back gets 3 on the carry.
Man, oh man, that's what those defensive guys live for right there. A shot like that, and then they always get up and have a little something to say to you as you're going back to the huddle.
Tomlinson takes it up the middle. He lost it. There's a scramble. He really needs to do a better job protecting the ball. If he doesn't, the backup might see a few carries.
And this is a talented guy, it really is, but he does have a little reputation for putting the ball on the ground.
They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Hester fields it at the 26. Brought down at about the 37-yard line. Their last drive ended with a 3 and out. They'll take over at the 38. It's 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers set. He's looking to throw. Throws while on the run. Bennett lost the ball. The dive on the fumble. Big-time play by this defense.
And wide receivers are so used to making jukes and moves out there, and sometimes they just get loose with the football. That one's stripped away, and that's a big play.
He drops back, looking for an open man. He's dropped at about the 47-yard line. Pretty nice pickup on the pass that time.
And that's simply good design and execution on the pattern. They work hard all week in practice to make sure that on game day they have that timing down perfectly.
Looking to throw. Surveys the field. And it's knocked down. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
Back to throw. Dumps it out right. He's brought down around the 42-yard line. And that one was completed for a solid gain.
Solid gain, yes, but no first down on that play. So now it's going to bring up a decision on the part of the offense. Defensively, I think they executed that one exactly the way they wanted to.
Cyphers will punt it, and he absolutely boomed it. The ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. Drops back on first down. Tipped away. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
Here we go. White 20. White 20. Wide, Trent. You all right? No.
Short throw to the left. Brought down at the 27. He's put up some nice yardage.
He sure has, but throwing for 300 yards probably isn't quite the same feat it used to be. You know, there's so many rule changes now. The offensive linemen can do a little more holding, use their hands more. Of course, you can't hit the receivers, but it's still a nice landmark.
Brings it in. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 37. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
White 20. Keep him down here. Let's go. Come on, guys.
Tackled around the 38-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback.
Let's get some energy. Let's go.
Out of the gun.
Here we go.
Clark is the man in motion.
White 20.
Fakes the run. Throws to his right. He's brought down right around the 48-yard line. And that one will go for a first.
And really top-notch quarterbacks know how to throw a football in there without leading his receiver into trouble. That was a great throw.
White 20. White 20. Come on, lock him down. Come on, make a play. Learn draw.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Disappointing loss there for the offense.
There are just some guys in this league that you have to run away from, but the danger in that is you run away from him and he uses his speed to catch you from behind.
The halfback with the carry. Brought down at the 47-yard line. A yard, maybe two, on the carry. They'll come out in the shotgun. He's looking to throw. Short throw to the right. Tackled right around the 46-yard line. They were able to complete the pass on the play, but they'll still end up short of the first down.
And it's really up to the receiver in that situation to try and split the defenders. He has to find a way to duck a shoulder, to roll his head, to do something to, yes, they got the tackle, but they got it while I was still moving forward and able to pick up the first down.
And he catches it. He's dropped around the 36-yard line. You just can't let him get the ball, can you? That reception put him over 100 yards.
And this receiver just looks so confident catching the football. You know, if you really believe in your hands, it gives your eyes a chance to look away and try to make some runs after the catch. This guy knows he's going to make every catch and do it solidly.
And they get him at the 32-yard line. 4-yard gain by the back. Second down, 6 yards to go. Ball on the 32. Grossman lines up in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation. Drops back to pass. Throws on the run. And he can't hang on to it. Heskert was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. Here's the give. He's going to be tackled for a loss. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want, but ultimately this game comes down to one big man against another big man, and that time the defense's big men, they won the battle.
The set down. The kick is up. It's got the distance. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. kicks it off. Sproles has it at the 5. He's tackled at the 34. They didn't look sharp on their last drive and were forced to punt it away.
Tango off the top. Tango off the top. One's a hard count.
Out of the shotgun.
Let's go back, get the ball out. Get off, baby, get off.
Rivers drops to throw. Throws it short with the catch. Tackled at the 47-yard line. And a great pass by the quarterback to convert for the first.
And what we're seeing out of this quarterback is a variety of throws. Yes, he has the ability to zip it in there when he needs to, but we've also seen some touch throws, a very complete repertoire.
It's the tailback. He's tackled at the 50, a pickup of about 3.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
Tennessee.
Rivers hands it off straight ahead. And they get him at the 47-yard line. Just about a 3-yard gain, and that makes it 3rd down. The backfield is in the offset I formation. The halfback with the carry. He didn't get back to the line. I don't think that's what the coach had in mind when he called that play.
And we've talked about it before, but 3rd down really is such a key to football. When you get in those 3rd down situations, you can demoralize a defense if you can convert. Flip side of that, of course, is if the defense makes that kind of play, it can really demoralize an offense.
The offense takes the field, hoping to come away with more than just a field goal on this drive.
Here we go. Switch.
Setting up play action. There for the catch. Dropped behind the line. He stopped behind the line for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Ball on the 29. The Bears come out in a single back formation.
Wait 20. Come on now. Hey, what's the flag? Let's stop it right now.
They get it out there on the toss. 2 minutes left in the ball game. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's cover. Wait 20. Let's go. Wait 20. Let's go. Overwatch, red man. No. Stay low. Bang right.
Looking to throw. Gets the pass off. Almost picked. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
He drops back to pass. Rockets it. Brings this one in. He's dropped at the 42. That catch puts him over 100 yards receiving.
Not much doubt, is there, Tom, as to who this quarterback likes. He found the guy that he's most comfortable with, and he doesn't care which coverage you're in. He's going to this guy.
Back to throw. Makes the short throw. Great open field tackle. Nice job of shutting down the first down pass.
Yeah, it looked like that time the defense knew exactly what was coming. They were right there from the outset to make that play.
Wait 20. Turbo.
Drops back with the throw. Makes the grab. The Bears call for a timeout, and they've got 2 remaining. Chicago comes out with 3 receivers in a single back formation. Looks to pass. It falls incomplete. Probably not the best place to try to squeeze the ball into.
Yeah, I think he would have needed a jackhammer to get that one in there. That was tight coverage.
Chicago sets up in the eye. The Bears use motion. Rockets it out. Brought down at the 36-yard line. They'll keep the drive alive with that great pass for a first down.
It is so hard to complete passes like that on fourth down because there's no mystery about what you're going to have to do. And especially in those long yardage situations, you have to execute perfectly, and that's exactly what they did.
Knocked away. Benson was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 36-yard line.
Regular. Raise line. Wait, 20. Wait, 20. Go make this run, baby.
Give to the tailback. He's brought down right around the 30-yard line. The halfback gets the ball and picks up 5.
Get him blocked. Come on. We up. Wait, 20. Wait, 20. Come on.
Back to throw. Rifles it out there. He's dropped at the 14. They just couldn't get to the quarterback in time.
It's one of the dangers. You bring those extra defenders trying to get after the quarterback, and you're going to leave some man coverage on the outside. That time the quarterback able to take advantage.
And he's dragged down for the sack. They're going to have to figure out a way to block him or he's going to keep getting back there.
You know, I couldn't agree more. This is one of those guys that's sneaky fast. Even when I watch him on tape, he looks fast and he looks talented, but then you see him in person, and all of a sudden he's turning that corner so much faster. I think the same thing's happened to this offensive line. They weren't ready for this.
Here's the kick. It's good. Good job putting that kick right on target, and it goes through for 3 points. The kick is away from his own goal line. He's hammered at the 27-yard line. So it looks like we'll be going into overtime. Decent kick. Hester fields it at the 7. Hit and dropped at the 26-yard line. And they take the field again, looking to capitalize on their previous drive, which resulted in a field goal. Benson lines up as the single back. Here's the give. He's tackled at the 26-yard line. He got what he could, and it wasn't much, and that will bring up 2nd down. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball on the 26. Chicago comes out in the shotgun.
Here we go. Wait, 20. Wait, 20. King. Let's go. Come on. Run around.
He gets another carry. He lost yardage on the play. It looked as if the offensive line just collapsed on that play.
And it looked like this defensive line just beat him off the snap. Sometimes those guys can time out the quarterback's cadence, and if the quarterback doesn't start changing that snap count, his offensive line is going to really struggle.
And it's completed. He's brought down around the 39-yard line. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
Grossman lines up under center. Single back backfield this time.
Regular. Wait, 20. Wait, 20. Let's go now. Let's get off.
They'll give it off here. Excellent open field tackle. Benson gets 3 yards on the play.
That was a big shot right there. You talk about getting your bell rung. That was the Liberty Bell ringing that time.
Wait, 20. Let's go, dude. Wait, 20. Come on, y'all. Like those quick out. Kick 300. Get out.
Again, he'll get the call. He fights forward to about the 43. I'd say he got 1 or 2 feet on that drop.
Nice call there by the defensive coordinator, coming with the outside linebacker blitz, which really put some pressure on this group up front.
Drops back to pass. Throws it. And the pass is knocked away. and the pass will fall incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
And those are the kind of big third down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
He gets it away. He fields the punt at the 20. Brought down at the 26-yard line. Decent return there. He'll give his offense pretty good field position.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
On play action, picked off. Tackled at the 30. First and 10. The Bears go with the I formation.
Here we go. Kick 300. Kick 300. Come on, baby.
He needs to get the pass off. He's dropped around the 25-yard line. 5-yard gain. Second down and 5 to go. Ball on the 25. Only one man back. Hands it to the back. Brought down at the 24-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. The Bears come out in a single back formation. The halfback with the carry. He's brought down at the 20. And that will bring up a fourth down.
Well, that's just a big run stop right there. You have a very proud defensive line that was just going to take control of that situation.
Kick is up. Now we'll see what those guys can do with the ball.
This game has been absolutely crazy, hasn't it? Just back and forth all day long. I would have expected nothing less out of this one.
Let's go. Blue 45. Blue 45. Hey, where's the sideline?
Looking to throw. Rifles it to the middle. And they get him around the 35-yard line. And you won't see the coaching staff complaining about that.
Yeah, coaching staffs generally don't complain about too much when they have a quarterback that has the leadership qualities and the arm strength and the ability that this guy has.
Rivers looking to pass. Makes the catch. He's dropped at about the 37-yard line. Chambers gains 4 yards and a first down on that reception.
Defensively, there's just not a lot you can do to stop those short little quick passes. You just have to try and stay out of those short yardage situations.
Brought down at the 39-yard line. Gain of about a yard. That'll bring up second down. They line up at the 39. San Diego is going with the offset I backfield. Here's the give. Hit and drop behind the line. The offensive line didn't get much of a push on that play, and the runner was stuffed.
Well, that's what happens when defensively you get every gap covered. There is simply nowhere to go with the football. No chance for the running back that time.
Rivers back to pass. Looks for a man open. Tackled at the 50. They just get enough for the first down.
That's just great offense right there. Anytime you have a third and long situation and you can execute a play like that for a first down, that's impressive.
He drops back to pass. He throws right, and he caught it. And he's knocked out around the 45-yard line. Just about 5 yards on that completion. That'll bring up second down. They line up at the 45. The Chargers come out in a 2 tight end set. Brought down at the 42. They get 3 yards on the play.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
Fullback handoff. And he's decleated at the 37. They get it again on third down.
And that can really begin to deflate a defense when those third down conversions keep coming. You can almost taste the water on the sideline, thinking you're about to get off the field, and then they convert another first down.
Rivers is looking to stay perfect on this drive. It's completed. Defense pushes him out of bounds at the 31. Davis made the catch for a gain of 6. The Chargers come out in a 2 tight end set. Back to throw. Short pass to his left. And they get him around the 14-yard line. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
And right down the middle. Well, that one looked like it was going wide, but it barely made it in.
That one just made it inside the upright. That's one where you see the field goal kicker going, but he got it.